Let's talk about one of the easiest ways to grow your business without paying for ads. Getting on a preferred vendor list, especially at a venue, can totally change your business. But so many bakers either don't know how to do it or they're not doing it right. I've done it, I've taught other people how to do it, and today we're going to break it down. Hi, my name is Jennifer Williamson, and I teach wedding cake makers how to run successful businesses with aligned marketing, with constant referrals, and a whole lot of confidence. Okay, so let's get into it. Why do you want to be on a preferred vendor list? Well, think about it. This is where the couples are going to go to first, right? So they book the date and they book the venue. That's the first thing that happens. They've never done this before. They don't know who to go to. They don't know who we are. This is the first time that they've done this. So this is all new to them. So they count on other professionals for referrals. So they get to the venue, and the venue comes out with this list of preferred vendors that they have already built a level of trust with. So this is really, really valuable to the couples. This is why we want to do it. And I'm going to go down my 4 methods of getting on that list. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to show up professionally. You want to make sure you have a solid brand that shows what your specialty is. And you also want to make sure that your website is up to date and you have an easy inquiry process. And you want to make sure that your Instagram is active and you look like you're doing some business and you're communicating with people. And then this is going to be really important too for later on as well. And you want to make sure that you reflect the brand of the venues that you want to work with, right? You want that to match up and be equal. So this is going to be really important in building relationships, and that's anyone who's followed me knows that this is really what I'm all about here in building relationships for long-term referrals, and that's the key to success in this business. All right, so that's the first thing that you want to do. The second thing is if you have never worked at the venue before, you want to get your foot in the door, but you don't want to just cold call. Please don't cold call. In fact, don't call at all. Just email always. Don't DM anybody. Don't do anything like that. Always email. We're all crazy running around with our businesses. That's the last thing that we want to do is have to keep track of inquiries in some other place. So send a kind email and you can find the name of the coordinator at the venue and just say something like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I just came up with some new flavors, and I would love to drop off some samples if you're open to that. And of course, most people are going to say yes because they're also looking for other people to refer to. So that's a great way to get in the door. And then when you do meet with them, look presentable, be calm, be kind, drop off the samples, don't bother them, don't bog them down and take anybody's time, but just make it short and sweet, but really make a good impression. So that's what you do if you don't know the venue, if you've never worked there. If you have worked there or you're getting ready to do a delivery there, you want to make sure you show up professionally at the delivery. So this is going to entail dressing properly. Please no t-shirts and jeans. That drives me crazy. I see this in videos all the time. People dropping off these gorgeous creations in an apron or jeans or gym clothes or something. Please don't. You're making food. You want to look like people want to eat the food that you made, okay? So dress appropriately. I just usually wear a little black t-shirt dress and some cute little sneakers and a jacket, something like that. And then the next thing is obviously you want to be on time. I never drop off anything early. I never leave anything in the kitchen. I always put the cake where it's going to be. So make sure you're on time and make sure you bring all the assistance that you need, okay? So if you need help carrying the cake, bring someone with you. This is not the responsibility of the venue. This is for us to take care of. Our job is to make everybody else's job easy and stress-free. So make sure you bring help. Be positive. Okay, this is huge. Please don't complain. Don't complain about the drive. Don't complain about the couple. Don't complain about the parents, the family. Certainly don't complain about the venue, and don't complain. Don't complain about the cake, anything like that. In fact, the weather. I just did a delivery last weekend, and torrential downpours, and there was flash flooding everywhere. There were accidents everywhere. There was traffic was backed up everywhere. I was a complete mess, like stress case, of course, inside driving there. And I get there. It wasn't the easiest load in the world. It wasn't the hardest either, but it wasn't the easiest. And we get to the venue, and the planner was so lovely. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad about the weather." And I was like, "It's no big deal. It's just a little rain. It was totally fine. We were totally fine." I'm not going to complain to her. She sent the couple to me. Like, that's the last thing I'm going to do is complain. I'm completely grateful that I had that job. So make sure you stay positive. And then the other thing too, don't bring your stress with you. It's a wedding. We are all stressed out, okay? It's just the nature of our jobs. It's just the way it is. I mean, there are ways to handle your stress, which I get into in my wedding cake course, but for the most part, we want to keep our cool, all right? This is, again, we don't want to rub that vibe off on anybody else. We want to keep it cool. We want to look professional. And I'll tell you another story. Right after COVID, I hadn't done a cake in I don't know how many months, and I booked a wedding cake for the winter. And of course, the day of the wedding hadn't snowed in a million years. Day of the wedding, there's a blizzard, okay? So I'm driving down. I haven't done a delivery in a while, freaking out. Cars off the road all over the place. Snow is coming down. And I get to the venue, like I want to throw up the whole entire time driving. I'm like white knuckling it on the way there. And I get there and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to be a mess inside, but I'm just going to go see where I'm going to be setting up. And I'll just walk in and I'm thinking to myself, pull yourself together. This is part of our job. So I pull myself together. I open the door expecting to see chaos. And the woman who runs the venue, she opens the door and she's like, "Hi, Jenny," big smile on her face. And I'm thinking to myself, these are the professionals I want to work with. This is our level. This is our job, is to keep everyone calm. We are professionals. We do this all the time in any kind of weather. This is our job. We cannot be stressed out. That vibe just continues over to everybody else. So you want to make sure you keep your cool. All right. So that's how you want to act on the delivery itself. And then the last thing is, after the wedding, you want to make sure that you follow up. So make sure that when you're posting your cakes on social media, that you're tagging the venue, and you might even say something nice about the venue if you're feeling it. Make sure it's authentic, and just tag as many people as you know that worked on that wedding, because again, you're going to get the referrals from the other wedding professionals. It's not going to come from the couples for the most part. It's all a little network, and it's all about building relationships. Okay, so make sure that you do that, and then make sure you do more networking. Make sure you get out to a networking event. A lot of these that are just for wedding cake professionals, you don't have to be a member. You can just pay to go to one meeting. I do it all the time. And do that as much as you can. It's exhausting, it's hard, but once you get used to it, and again, I have all kinds of methods for this inside of my program, how to break the ice and how to do it authentically and how to make it fun. And I'm telling you, these are the relationships that will last you a lifetime, and they will help your business. And remember, this is a long game, okay? So this is not going to happen overnight. You want to build these relationships and get on these lists over a period of time, and this is just going to snowball and grow your business. So you think about it, what's going to happen is a couple will hear about you from one place, so from the venue, right, first, and then they'll hear about you from another place, and then you'll hear about you from another vendor, like maybe a photographer or a caterer or a hair and makeup artist. So this is where the relationship building really, really makes sense, and this is where you start getting those referrals over and over, and this is where you build the trust, and that is the important part of getting on these vendor lists. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. And if this approach feels good to you, this is what I teach inside of my Wedding Cake Business Academy. We really focus on aligned marketing, we focus on these long-term relationships, and we focus on smart strategies to grow your business so it's stress-free, it's enjoyable, and fulfilling, so that you can turn your hobby into a sustainable business. So thank you so much. If you liked this content, please hit subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram. And if you want to be on the wait list for my Wedding Cake Business Academy, which is going to be coming out in August of 2025, please email me below. I'll put the link below to email me and we'll get you on that list. All right. And if you are trying to get on a vendor list at a venue or you've tried this before, please comment below. I would love to hear about it. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you later. Oh, and stay tuned for more tips. They're coming.